Pulled a wild card today. We switched lakes. Got him. Oh. Oh no! Welcome back to a brand new day in Iowa on a brand new lake. This is actually a lake we spent a little bit of time on last year. It was a sick looking lake. We all three really liked the look of it, but it was just pretty washed out. But we did see a big fish here last year. So we have returned. The water looks prime. We've got beautiful weeds growing and it's nice and sunny, which I like for spring. It just feels good to be on the water. It's always fun fishing new water. It's something that I've already been enjoying quite a bit this past whole week, but it's even better having the boat with Matt and Brian. So we're gonna try to catch some Iowa Muskies today on brand new water. This is kind of a wild card for us because we know we could go back to another lake and catch some fish, but we want to prove that we can catch fish elsewhere, to ourselves, I think, maybe to other people, I don't know. But I'm gonna stop talking because you're probably sick of it, so let's get fishing. Oh, got him! Yes, sir. Dude, let's go! Holy! Oh my, dude! It like hit it, and then it was slack, and I was like, "What was that?" And I just saw it going across the surface with the lure in its mouth.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, yay! Well, that's an exciting fish to catch for a number of reasons. Pulled a wild card today. We switched lakes. We knew we could have gone to a lake and caught muskies, but we wanted to explore. We wanted to get some adventure in, if you will. Pull up onto this big weed flat, and we all just looked at each other like, there's got to be fish here. I switched over to the Rusty 6-sucker, and I think that was the first cast with it. It might be second cast, and just crushed it right underneath the surface. Like, it covered so much ground on the hit that it was slack line, and I just saw the fish swimming with the lure in its mouth. These Iowa fish never get old. They're just built so uniquely compared to the Minnesota fish I'm used to catching. Obviously beat up from the spawn, nice green coloration. Again, just, you know, brand new lake for all three of us. So catching a fish is obviously great, and we got a lot of time left. So we're gonna get this guy back and hopefully catch some more. Yeah, it's not gonna take long.
Oh, nicely done, Ben. He's gone already, okay.
Heck yeah. Well, let's go catch some more. We got a lot more ground to cover on this flat.
Nice work, dude. You're leaving that hanging.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm
really sad, but like so true. And he's like, some of these, not special treatment, but like.
Oh no. That was a muskie. Dude, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. Yeah, get in there. I didn't sting him.
No, he missed, didn't he?
Yeah, he went left. That was a good sized fish from what I saw. Moved a lot of water. All right, well, second contact with a fish that I think was a muskie. I'm like 99% sure. What we're doing is pretty unique. I've never really fished this way, but we're like, obviously we're in timber, but there's a lot of weed. And there's like little patches where there's not weeds, little channels and stuff. And every time we come up on one, we fish it pretty thoroughly, even if they're very small. There was just one little patch where there wasn't a lot of weeds, and there was a fish sitting in there. Again, I'm like 99% sure that that was a muskie. But we're fishing pretty skinny water, not depth-wise, but the depth between the surface and the top of the weeds is slim. So I'm using a 6-inch 6-sucker, and I'm just fishing that right underneath the surface. Brian is doing the same, and now Matt's throwing a bucktail right underneath the surface. But obviously the key is staying above those weeds. A lot of the times I'm fishing my rod tip up high. I don't know, I just got a really good feeling that we have a chance at getting into a big fish today. So we're gonna keep at it. This is definitely fun. This is definitely a new type of muskie fishing, and I love that. So I wish I knew for sure if that one I missed was a muskie, because then that would be 2 fish. Then we're 1 away from a pattern, as the saying goes. What's the saying again? 1's luck, 2's a coincidence, 3's a pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. I got one coming. Got one coming.
Oh yeah. That's epic.
just kind of, dude, he was hot on it.
Yeah, and then he just stopped.
He was hot. Man, oh man. Is he still back there, Ben?
Can't tell.
Well, there's our pattern, fellas, that we were just speaking of.
Got him. Oh. That was sick. I don't know where that thing came from. I just looked down, I was like, whoa, that's a fish. Cool.
That's a better one, Ben.
That was bizarre. I was like, wow, that's a muskie right there. Well, we kind of had a bit of a lull and we kind of stopped seeing fish. Brian had one up and then we went a couple hours without really any activity. We switched up the structure we're fishing. We just fished a retaining wall. We came right on the corner on a very steep break and I switched back over to a Naven, just trying to get down a little deeper. And this one killed it in the death pause right beside the boat. I didn't even see where this fish came from. It was just on and then it was in the net. So it kind of happened in a flash. It's always crazy just how fast the momentum of a day can change. But we'll get a look at this fish. It's a little bit bigger than that first one. Heck yeah.
Nice fish, dude.
A little bit longer than that first one. Definitely way more stout. That's awesome. It's good catching muskies, I'll tell you that. That's about all I know. When you catch one though, there's probably more going, so let's get this one back and get back at it. The green on these fish is so cool. It's a muscly one. And there she goes.
Nicely done.
Nice work, dude.
So I just want to touch on my jerkbait setup because it's kind of crucial to how I'm fishing things right now. So I've got a 9-foot extra heavy. I mentioned this in a previous video, but 9 foot is like the sweet spot length for a rod that I can work a jerkbait and not hit the surface of the water. And then one thing that I'm actually doing is I'm using a slower speed reel. A lot of people, I think, tend to gravitate towards a higher speed reel when they're using a jerkbait or a pull pause bait or what have you. But since we are early season, since the water's still warming up, I like to slow down a bit. So using a slower speed reel just kind of helps me fish a bait slower and not rush through my retrieve. And then I'm just going down to a 6-inch straight wire leader with a welded ring. And that works pretty great for working a dive rise. I've also been throwing a glide bait today too. And the setup has obviously caught me 2 fish today. It's caught my first 3 fish of the year. That's kind of just what I gravitate towards too when it comes to doing this sort of thing. So we're gonna keep at it and hopefully catch more muskies.
Well, I mean, we talk about muskies' mouths being hard as a rock. You know, their mouths are mostly bone, but there's cartilage there too. That is not the case out here.
Oh.
Dude, he tried to hit it. He swung and missed it. You guys see the initial hit?
Uh-huh.
God, that was a nice one. I hate when that happens. We've been busting our butts out here, and to get a fish to come up and take a really good swing at the bait like that and not connect is just, that's musky fishing, I guess. But yeah, we all kind of saw it happen, really hoping that fish was going to turn around and crush the bait, and she came in and honed in on it really well, followed it all the way to the boat, and just did the musky tasting thing, which is usually it's all over once that starts, unfortunately. I tried to, there's a lot of panfish out here, a lot of people fishing for them, so just in the off chance that some of these fish are used to maybe coming after fish that are flopping around on the surface, I brought the 6 sucker up top and tried to slap it on the surface, and the muskie did not like that either. So nothing of what I did worked, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but that was the thought process behind it anyway. But we're taking a second right now to see if that fish will reset, and we're gonna go back and see if we can give it another shot at one of these other baits.
Oh, here's one.
Oh, not the same one, but it's a one. Oh! Oh no!
What the f was that? He had the front hook. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. That is the first time in all my years of fishing that I've broken a rod on a fish. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was like damage to the blank or what. It broke right at the telescoping part. But rods are replaceable. I'm more sad that I missed an opportunity on a really nice fish. Possibly the same fish that Brian had up just a little bit ago. Same area, just on the other side of that little inside turn. Just snaked on the Rusty's 6-sucker and then grabbed the front hook, and I wasn't gonna go for the hook set. Kind of started to shake his head, went for the hook set. Rod broke, fish was still on, and I tried to catch up, and it was a mess. And now I got a mess here, so pretty unfortunate series of events, but we're gonna get our new rod set up and continue chasing down muskies.
I got a 3, Brian. I'm coming at 4. I don't really have a Just does not want to give up. Hey! I caught a fish!
Pretty little guy.
Woohoo!
All right.
Not a giant, but a feisty little guy. All right, we'll just kind of get him back over here. He's gonna be full of chickens. Yeah, he did the pike thing.
Nicely done, dude.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate the assist on that one.
Yeah.
Let's get another one.
I got a fish, I got a fish, I got a fish. Oh. Got him.
That's a good one, dude.
Cool. I thought I could see the brown of the fish back there, and then it like came up and bumped, and I missed it. I ripped it away, and it got pissed off and came up
Smoked it
and smoked it. All right, ladies and gents. Well, I finally got lucky enough to stick one of these silly things. I just happened to look up at the bait at the Rusty 6-sucker coming through the water, and sure enough, here's a muskie coming after it. It bumped it, and I had it for a split second. Came off as I set the hook. It ripped the bait away from the fish, and it just pissed the fish off even more. And it came back and hit it, and we got it in the net. We got it in the net, buddy. Kind of a cool system here to hold the net on the side of the boat, so that's kind of neat. I'm gonna pull this fish out really quick. We've got the bump board all wetted down. We've got everything ready to go, so we're gonna get a quick look, pull the fish up for y'all to see, and get it back in the water. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely beat up from the spawn. All right, she's gonna wanna go here. There we go. There she goes. And remember, you don't have to move that fish back and forth in the water, just hold on to it. And if there's any current, get the head going into the current. It's the best way to take care of those fish and get them going. If you move it back and forth, you're basically just drowning the fish. So just hold on until you feel that tail kind of tense up and let her go. That is the coolest part about all of this, catching the fish, watching it swim away. So we still got some time left. We're gonna keep casting. Maybe we'll get lucky and get another one.
You give me water on my forehead.
Got one.
You got it? You got it? Okay. Where you coming, Ben?
This way. Holy dude, this thing is wide. She's gotta take a second here. She's pinned pretty good. She's got a lot of energy. She's a spunky fella.
That's a nice one, Ben. Holy.
Oh god, treat.
Dude, that's a chunk. Yeah, man.
That's a big back.
Oh my god.
Well, things are happening. I just got my biggest fish of the year. This is the biggest fish of the day. This thing's fat. It's a chunk. What is that, fish number 3 in how many minutes?
Yeah, still got a good
This seems to happen a lot with us. I don't know.
Yes.
Obviously, coming to this lake paid off, but it's been pretty crazy to see the day progress. This bait needs no introduction, but I'll talk about it anyways. Rusty's Custom 6 sucker. This caught me arguably the coolest muskie I've ever caught in my life on Eagle Lake. 48 3/4, super shallow. It's caught 2 fish today. Brian's caught fish on it. Brian slaughtered him last year on this bait, and it's catching fish. So, oh my god. That's my heaviest Iowa Muskie. This is my favorite trip of the year, fishing with these guys, and we always have a good time. The fishing's always a bonus, but that's a pretty sweet fish to catch. Not gonna lie. Just a white mouth said, ah. So, all right, let's get this one back. She's ready to go, but look at how tall. That's one of the tallest muskies I've seen. Unbelievable. There she goes. That's a cool one to catch right there, boys.
It's great, dude.
And we still got time. We still got time. Well, today's got quite the story with it. Broke a rod for the first time. This has just been a long week of breaking things. Breaking my motor, trailer mishap, rods, my trolling motor broke today. Just, I don't know. But with all of the negative, it has been an amazing week. And today was an incredible day on the water. I mean, it's like tradition. We do this trip and the fishing's just been incredible to us each and every time. So I'm very fortunate and grateful for the amazing fishing. Of course, we've got Matt and we've got Brian. They need no introduction, but you can find their channels in the description below. If you are interested in getting a guide trip down here, Matt does guide, so that information will be down there as well. But all in all, it's just been such a fun trip. And to catch the fish we caught today, to have the action we caught, I mean, I think that was my heaviest Iowa Muskie. So there's a lot to be thankful for today. And yeah, we got a bit of a drive back and we're gonna do it all again tomorrow. So see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.